we're working on positive and negative circles. Pang, doing positive circles one way and negative circles the other. And we've talked about Pang and Liu, which is when we started tightening up the circles. So that circles got smaller. Now we're going to make them combine. So the two circles become one circle and change their orientation. So this is called Jee, which is sort of like cramming. If you're packing a suitcase on the way home from a trip, that's Jee. So what you're doing is you're taking these big circles and packing them into a straight line. So you take the hula hoops. I wish I had hula hoops here. You take the two hula hoops, one spinning one way, one spinning the other, and you turn them sideways, and you put them together till they become one circle. And now, from this orientation, it becomes a straight line. Does that make sense? It's like take circles, you combine them together, and then you turn them so that they become a straight line. So you take this and make it that. There we go. So these circles become this circle. So the other person sees this motion, that's a circle, but then all of a sudden it's thump, right there. So they're out here, and then suddenly you're right there. This is cramming. So it's like a shape. An actual shape does not exist. A shape is two-dimensional. A square, a triangle, a rectangle. But they're infinitely thin. So a square piece of wood is a square piece of wood. It's not two-dimensional. Square is the shape. Piece of wood is what I'm holding in my hand. Then what I would have to do would be sand this down and keep sanding it down until there is absolutely no more wood left. When the wood is all gone, then what's left is a two-dimensional shape. It does not exist. It's infinitely thin. There's nothing for light to bounce off of it. So what's really neat about shapes is that you can use them to make your opponent attached to the idea of a shape and take away the piece of wood, and they're left with a shape. You flash a sword and the person can see it, but then you do this and it disappears. That is what Jee is all about. It's about taking something that can be seen in 3 dimensions to something that cannot be felt in 3 dimensions, something like that. So when you're grappling with somebody and they're pushing on you and from different directions, then you take those different directions and you still have 3 dimensions, but they only have 2, or ideally 1, if you can do it. If you can do it, if you can get down to 1 point, you have not only become the greatest martial artist in the world, but you have achieved enlightenment, which is very cool. Congratulations. So, Pang and Liu and Jee, cramming. So you notice that this is not actually flat, but the energy is now, instead of radiating outwards or rolling around, is now the energy is very one-dimensional. And when you're doing toy show, push hands, or grappling, or fighting, then having your guard up and having these shapes is one thing, but then to be able to switch to a straight line, right? That is essentially what this is. A punch is Jee. It's taking all of your blocks and you're deflecting and you're rolling and then putting all that energy into that. And you don't even have to move to do it. You just create the shape and your opponent does the work for you. Some of the best knockouts in boxing history have happened while the person who did the knockout, who knocked his opponent out was actually moving backwards or standing still. He just pivoted around an axis while the opponent came in and hit the fist and sort of knocked himself out. Force is not movement. Force is a change of the way that reference frames are interacting. Or you could say mass times acceleration. But that's a measurement of how the movement is changing. It's not the movement itself. I say that a lot. I think I'm too hung up on that idea. But I see it. It's a common mistake in martial arts. So from here, pang, turn, roll, and then you continue and you go back as if you were going to do the same thing again, pang and liu, pang and roll, and then you stop in the middle and level things out and cram right into the middle. So we'll do this. We'll do positive circle with the left hand, negative circle with the right hand, as we learned in the last lesson. There, and then roll, tight ellipse, and then like so. So. And then we do this, and then we stop in the middle. And this hand touches the forearm, and they intersect, and now the energy is going straight forward. Jee is sometimes taught as a sideways thing, because it looks sideways, depending on your reference frame. So it's sometimes you'll see this, that kind of idea, or this. It'll be like that. That's okay. I mean, it's not different. It's the same thing. The only difference is that instead of the straight line going that way, it's going that way. But it's still a straight horizontal line. It just depends on how you line up your hips and where you place the hands. This, in the form and in Tuisho, you can do cramming like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. Now, this is not a really good one, but if you need to, you can do it. All right, so you also don't need two hands to do it. You can cram with one arm. You can cram with any part of the body. So any part of the body can take this big, expansive, open, round shape and then suddenly focus everything in a straight line. That's the whole point of Tai Chi. You are changing reference frames at will. You are one thing and then you are another thing. You change the internal shape, the internal relationship. That's how you generate force, or cause force to be generated. I do pang and liu. This is a tight ellipse, and then there. Now I need to enunciate carefully because I know that the automatic translation is going to call that tight ellipse or something, or tight ellipse. It's a tight ellipse, elliptical shape, like that, as opposed to a circle. So, pang, liu, jee, boing, roll, cram. The ocean supporting a boat, the waves rolling, and a river. I'll show you with the legs here. So I step with the right foot. The right hand comes up the center, the left hand goes down the center. So pang, and make a tight turn, roll, and come back, and then roll and cram. Let's do that again from holding the ball. Pang, roll, and cram. Again. Roll and cram. Again. Boing. Water supports a boat. The wave rolls The water supports the boat. The wave rolls, and cramming. Again, the water supports the boat. The wave rolls. Water supports the boat. The wave rolls, and cramming. One of the things that happens when the form is practiced in continuity is that people don't pay attention to where they are. They flow through this as if it's really not differentiated at all. And that's because they're being attached to a completely irrelevant reference frame. They're not paying attention to what they're doing. Stillness in motion does not only refer to the still points in the posture, it refers to paying attention to the still points in the posture. If your mind is moving, then you are not still. Still, there are some benefits to practicing without worrying too much about where you are. Sometimes it's important to know where you are. Sometimes it's important to know how fast you are going. And you can be certain about one or the other. It's just that knowing where you are doesn't tell you where you're going. Okay, so that's with the right arm. Let's try it with the left arm. Step, left arm comes up, water supporting a boat, pivoting around the left axis, and then rotating the centripetal geodesic, and then right hip comes back, right arm supports a boat, left arm supports the boat, cramming. Again from holding the ball, the left arm comes up, the right hand goes down, rotating around the centripetal geodesic. The right hand goes up, the left hand comes down, just a tiny little bit, rotating around the centripetal geodesic, and then cramming. Again, from hold the ball, water supporting a boat, the wave rolls, water supporting a boat, the wave rolls, and cramming. Water supporting a boat, the wave rolls, water supporting a boat, the wave rolls, and cramming. Water supporting a boat, roll, float, roll, cramming. Be the ocean. Be the wave. Be the ocean. Be the wave. Be the river. Be the ocean. Be the wave. Be the ocean. Be the wave. Be the river. Be the ocean. Be the wave. Be the ocean. Be the wave. Be the river. One more time. Be the ocean. Be the wave. Be the ocean. Be the wave. Be the river. Very good. More practice.